Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, October 8th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're interested in learning more about the tool of technical analysis and how it can be used to make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick before I get started, just want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live class that I'm offering actually this evening, depending on when you're watching this video. So on that note, I do realize that if you're watching this too late, or maybe you already have something on your schedule because this is pretty last minute, assuming you're watching this right at the close here on Thursday. But drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com, because the live event will be recorded, and I'm more than willing to email you back that. So like I said, if it's just too last minute, or if you're watching this on Friday morning, for example, and you've missed it, then like I said, still drop me an email, and I'd be happy to send you a recording of it. But this will just be something that really, like I said, so if you like what you see and you want to learn more about technical analysis and how it can be used as a tool to build consistency, then definitely get signed up for the class, or like I said, drop me an email. First one here, ticker symbol CEI, and I have no problem at all admitting that I got this one wrong in just a general sense of thinking, it looks like it's game over for this one. Now, to be fair, for those of you that did watch the video, the top 10 from yesterday, I talked about that line, said, if the price can break above there, then that would be a good first step in the right direction, that maybe the bulls are back and the price gapped up above that level, and you can see right there, made a very nice move the rest of the way. Now, yeah, there is still a lot of work that needs to be done, but the point here being is you got to acknowledge things and give credit where credit's due. And when the price was down here and now it's all the way up there, that was a very nice move. But that does bring about the valid question of, okay, well, yeah, it was a nice move, but is there any sort of true power, any sort of true strength behind this price movement? And the quick way to, just really make that more straightforward in my mind, let's actually use the colors there, is going to be down here at that level, which sits at $1.25, because a truly strong move is going to make progress, right? I state the obvious when I say that, but the problem becomes, okay, those are just words though, like make progress. How are you actually defining that? And that's the powerful part about charts, is they allow you to take words and phrases and make them very, visual and quantifiable, right? Assign numbers to them. And in my mind, quote unquote, progress is being right there at $1.25. Not saying this will occur, but for example, say if the price were to go down there and then just hover around $1.25, what would you still have? Well, you'd still have a set of lows there. Previous low was right there, and if you envision those as stair steps, you'd have stair steps still making progress in the upwards direction, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, the price, you would want to see it keep going up, but just because it pulls back a little bit doesn't mean that it's game over. But from an overarching sense, yeah, great move today. Now you want to see the price continue to make progress, and again, the quote-unquote progress point being right there at $1.25. So let's see if the price at minimum can at least stay above that on Friday. Next one, ticker symbol AMC, which I talked about on Wednesday, had a pretty shaky day, but ultimately turned out to be a good solid day because the price eventually broke up above that level right there at that green line. And then today just got more follow through from it, and actually has been weakening up that red line there, so much so that I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that line. I think it just creates more clutter than anything else, because going into Friday, the main battleground that I think everybody will be paying attention to, and rightfully so, it's a very famous, it's a very well-known level within the world of technical analysis, and that is that pink line there, which on my chart denotes the 200 period moving average. Again, even if a basic surface deep understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of that 200 period moving average. And the current value of that is, let's just call it right up there at $39. So $39 definitely going to be that main next key breakout point to watch moving forward. But from a support side of things, a lot of good things going on now. That purple line there, the 50 period moving average, has now been converted into what you would think is a good, solid, firm area of support down there right around 37.15. And then sure, you still have 36.25 at that area down there. In fact, now that I think about that, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. Again, let's try to avoid having lines everywhere and risk causing clutter, because really that's what it boils down to at this point. You have the 200 period moving average as resistance, you have the 50 period moving average as support, and now just a question of who is ultimately going to win out on this upwards movement. Can the momentum continue and get it up through that $39 mark? Let's see what happens over the next couple of days. Next one here, ticker symbol GROM, and a very, very, very cruel day today. Truly cruel when you stop and think about it, because right here on that session, and I should note that this is the 30-minute time frame that I'm doing, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 30 minutes worth of time. So during that 30-minute session, you can see the price actually broke up through that area. So at that point, it made valid sense to say, hey, a breakout's underway. But then it just fell back below it. But the truly cruel move came right here, where the price once again broke up through that red line, started to move upwards. It was looking like a breakout, and then just boom, down it went like that. A truly, truly savage move for day traders and such out there. Now, taking a step back and not really talking about day trading, but just from the general chart perspective, the price is now entering a very interesting area, because it's Not quite there, but nearing that green line, which I talked about in past, top 10 videos as the area of support, which is right around, I don't know, let's just call it $4.50, generally speaking. So now the big question mark becomes, okay, yeah, very brutal pullback. No doubt about that. Nobody's going to argue against that. But the question mark becomes, okay, can the price hold above this trend line like it's done before and get some sort of bounce on Friday? That'll be the big question moving forward. So this is no longer really a breakout play. So if you're some sort of momentum breakout trader, then this really isn't a setup that I would assume you'd care about. But if you do like playing pullbacks, then this is one that I would definitely say should be on your watch list. Next one here, ticker symbol BBIG. And this one's definitely looking sketchy. I'm not going to say that the chart's destroyed, but it's certainly looking a bit, it could have looked a whole lot better, especially when you consider that the price gapped all the way up here and then did pull back. But the reason why there does seem to be some hope for it is that, to give credit's due, the bull stepped in and the price is now leveled off very nicely here around, let's call it $5.25. And I'm going to definitely say $5.25, a very, very important level. And again, not saying that this will occur, but for explanation's sake, if the price were to come down here and then drop below $5.25, what would you have at that point? You would quite literally have the price having gone right back to where it was. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that explode upwards and then all of a sudden go right back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine power or true strength. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but that is why that 525 mark, in my mind, is a very important level. As far as areas of resistance, all about that purple line right there, the 50 period moving average. You can actually, let me move this out of the way. I mean, check this out. Acted as resistance, acted as resistance, acted as resistance. And then even right there, acted as resistance. So in the very near term, big question mark is, can the price get above that purple line, which right now valued at, let's just call it $5.50. So yeah, things are definitely looking shaky, but is the chart epically destroyed? I think that's a little too far, but 525 is definitely a level that you want to see the price stay above. Next one here, NIO. Very, very impressive day on this one. It's been a rough ride for this. I mean, scrolling down on the chart, you can see that overall, it's been a downtrend. And I mean, the overall chart is still in a downtrend, but you also got to give credit where, okay, maybe, just maybe, this is some sort of end to the downtrend. But what I'm very curious about, and I think lots of other people are going to be curious about, is this general area of resistance right up here around, let's see, what is that? $36.75. Again, generally speaking, you go back through the history of things, you can see that area presented a problem. Right there, presented a problem. Right here, from today, presented a problem. So while I'm not saying that 36.75 can never, ever be broken, all I'm saying is it's become very apparent that if this, chart is going to get more upside momentum, then it's going to have to overcome this very difficult spot, which for whatever reason, like I said, not once, not twice, but 3 times when the price has been up around there, the momentum has disappeared. So we'll see if the price can eventually work up enough strength to overcome that resistance area right there. As far as pullbacks are concerned, and if you're, like I said earlier, if you're a pullback player, very interesting spot to keep an eye on would be that pink line right there, the 200 period moving average. And right now, valued at, we'll call it $35.40. But all in all, anyway, look at it. Great volume today. Very nice price movement. And even with the pullback there, it's just kind of a question of, okay, is this a little temporary pause before the price makes another move up to that $36.75? And if it does, can the price break through it? Grab some popcorn, grab some Sour Patch Kids. Let's see what happens. Next one, ticker symbol F for Ford here. And what a great move. I mean, that opening 30 minutes right there. Huge green candle. Next 30 minutes, big green candle. And after that, things, kind of just took a break, took a breath. But overall, clearly a good solid chart here with a couple of key dynamics. And the main dynamic here is this trend line right there at $14.95. So $14.95 on several occasions today. Both there and there presented some problems. So you're going to want to keep a close eye on that if this overall uptrend is going to get, a move in the, or I should say a continued move in the upwards direction. As far as pullback areas and supports are concerned, main level that I'm very curious about if it comes into play, going to be right there at $14.75. So keep an eye on that. But in the event the price does break up through $14.95, just want to go back and kind of illustrate the fact that that would be putting the price at areas that have not been seen for a very long time, with the next level of resistance then being up there right around, let's see, what is that? Yeah, $15.20. So keep an eye on that. But anyway, look at it. Big movement today, big momentum. So let's see if that carries into Friday. Next one here, ticker symbol FAMI. I'm going to keep this very brief because I talked about this in the previous top 10 video, and nothing has really changed other than the fact of the price continues to hover around a very important level, that level being right there at 42 cents as that main area of resistance. And as I've said in past videos, that's a level that everybody's watching. People around the world are watching that level. And when a bunch of people are watching the same level, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So you're going to have that level. Again, let me be very clear. If the price were to break 42, doesn't mean that for sure guaranteed the price is going to make a huge move. My point here is that is a more than valid and rational thought to have. And because the price is once again, it's not at 42, but it's definitely hanging around the vicinity. It's well within striking distance. It just becomes a question of, okay, well, is Friday finally going to be the day where the price does battle with it and breaks above it? So let's see what happens with it. Next one here, ticker symbol AMD. And overall, very, very impressive movement. Sure, you got the pullback, but I know a lot of people enjoy these pullbacks. Why? Well, the main reason is you no longer have to suffer from, I don't know, am I chasing the price? Am I suffering from FOMO, fear of missing out? At this point, no. Now, the people that were buying up there, yeah, they had some FOMO. They're probably a little nervous right now. But if you're still just observing this and you like to play pullbacks, well, you have your pullback right there. And I kind of revealed the pattern already. But overall, you have the pullback here that's occurring. But the key here is that this pullback is occurring within a very nice upwards momentum situation. So from a pattern perspective, this would be known as a bull flag pattern. So if you want to impress your friends, if you want to impress the ladies, or for you ladies, if you want to impress the guys, tell them, AMD on the 30-minute time frame is in a bull flag pattern, and I promise you they will be very impressed with that. But overall, that's going to be the main dynamic. And I should also note, just because something's in a bullish pattern, and I really wish I could say trading was this easy. But just because something's in a bull pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go up. Now, would it shock anybody to see the price get continuation and head back upwards? I wouldn't think so. But again, our job as traders is to make not random decisions. And by no means is it random to say, you know what? I like this because of the bull flag pattern. No, that makes perfect sense. So that doesn't guarantee you'll make money, but at least you're not just randomly throwing a dart at things. You have a good idea of why you would be watching this tomorrow. So let's see how the price behaves relative to the bull flag. Next one here, ticker symbol TSLA, good old Tesla here. And wow, what an afternoon for this one. Check out that 30 minutes. Huge movement, huge volume, and then things get a little tricky with the pullback here. But the good news about the pullback is it is still up above this level right here, which I would consider very important for the reason already discussed in a previous chart we looked at. But right there at 790. Why is 790 important? Well, right now it's a big question of, wow, that was a strong move. But is there any sort of true power behind it? Well, let's see if the price can at least make a little bit of progress, and a little bit of progress being 790. Because if the price, and again, not saying this will occur, but if the price were to come down to 790 and then break down below it, I mean, what's that doing to the price? Well, that's literally putting the price right back inside of that range where it was before that big move happened. And price movements with genuine power are not going to go back to where they were. So in my mind, that's why 790, very important level of support. As far as key areas of resistance, well, once again, this very annoying general level right up here at 805 has struck again. Right here, you can see 805 presented problems and had problems right there again. So if there is any sort of attempted return back upwards, all eyes will be on that 805 region. Next one here, ticker symbol PALT. And disappointing in the sense of this really did have a good, solid technical pattern. But now it's looking sketchy because that nice support part of the pattern right there around $8 and let's see, what was that? About 40 cents has been broken during that last 30 minutes. Now, does that mean that this thing is just going to keep on going down? Once again, no, of course not. There are no guarantees. But my point is, it does make things now you have to throw out the question mark of, I don't know, is this pattern ruined? Is that kind of the leading indicator that the bears are taking back over and this thing is going to drift, right back into this area where it already was? Again, doesn't guarantee that, but just makes things a little shaky now compared to had the price stayed above that area, then you'd have a very, very beautiful overall, pattern here. But now the pattern just becomes shaky. But like I said, to be fair, just because the price broken below that level, the price could, quickly snap back upwards, and then everything's right back into play. But it was volatile enough today where it's at least worth keeping an eye on. Because, and depending on how long you've traded, I'm sure you've seen stocks where they act like they're going to get bearish, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, just kidding, and then up it goes. So we'll see if anything like that, happens tomorrow. Keep an eye on that purple line there down at $8. That could be an area of support too. Now, if the price all of a sudden does decide to just kind of say, hey, just kidding, and head back upwards, the level that a whole lot of people are going to be watching right up there at $9.60 as that main area of resistance. So keep an eye on that. Again, a very interesting situation because if this is a fake breakdown, then that could very well sucker in a bunch of shorts that all of a sudden have to cover because I thought this was a breakdown. And in their defense, hey, they're making a logical decision, but that doesn't mean that it's a guaranteed decision. So if they start covering, that could push it back up to 950. So we'll see what happens with it on Friday. So that wraps up the top 10 list. And again, I want to personally invite you to get signed up for the class. Like I said, if this is too last minute for you and you have something on your schedule already, then still drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com. Or if you're watching this for example, later on Thursday, or if you're watching it on Friday morning, for example, but you still do want to see, a copy of it since it will be recorded, just send me an email, send me an email, or hit me up with an email. There we go. Hit me up with an email at clay@claytrader.com, and I'll, like I said, gladly send that to you. And then as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy this format, if you would like for me to continue to, put together these videos, then please let me know, because this does take quite a bit of time and effort, but I have no problem doing it as long as I know people are enjoying and finding them helpful. So if you do find it helpful, then you can communicate that very quickly to me. Hit the like button, leave a basic comment. It could be a comment that says hi, a period, a number of your choosing, a ticker symbol that you traded today or that you're watching tomorrow. But those two things, like button and a basic comment, go a long way in communicating to me that you enjoy these videos. Like I said, as long as I know people are enjoying them, then I have no problem at all continuing to put in the time and effort to make them. And one final time, if you are able to make the class and you want to learn more about technical analysis because you really like this video that you saw here and you want to learn more about how to use them to build consistency as a trader, then definitely get signed up for the class. Everybody take care. Have a good one.